Well, it's Christmas Eve. The Oilers, they went out there and lost last night, and of course now we settle into that holiday rhythm for a couple of days, my friends, before Boxing Day on the 26th and getting the World Juniors up and underway. And of course, this would mean that more than likely for the next couple of days, this is my last offering of the pre-Christmas season as we get set to discuss good, happy things prior to Christmas Day tomorrow. This is Dolynny TV. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard. Glad to have you today. It's going to be a good little discussion to have on a Christmas Eve when most people are probably busy, so it's something light, something fun, something great to talk about, and something exciting for the Edmonton Oilers as opposed to kind of what's happened the past couple of games. This one just something that is starting to crop up a little bit more as we go down the stretch of this NHL season. Obviously, now through 35 games for the Edmonton Oilers, and well, things are not looking the best. But for one guy in particular, Connor McDavid, things are looking real good. And what I mean by that, simply when you add it up for Connor McDavid, he's looking like he is on pace to put up a season we have not seen in years. So that's something where we're really looking forward to seeing exactly what he can do here. Give me a second to get the graphic up, and then we'll be good to go. But it's one of those historic seasons that we so often talk about right there. All right, perfect, got it. Connor McDavid's 2022-2023 stats so far. 35 games played, 30 goals for, 36 goals, or 36 assists, sorry. 66 points on the season. This is the most baseline snapshot you can possibly get looking at Connor McDavid this season. But what's so special about these numbers through 35 games is should they be sustained, you get down to the projected stats from below, where you go to 82 games played, a 70 goal season, which in itself we will discuss how special that'll be, and an 84 assist season. That one not particularly as special, but still quite an achievement for Connor McDavid, and of course 154 and a half points on the season. So you're seeing, based on what I did with these projections here, dividing and getting the averages and figuring it all out, is simply put for Connor McDavid, he is on pace to score more than 70 goals this season, right? Even though it's point 0.3 more, that still leads us to believe that there is a chance that he will score more than 70. And of course, 84.3 assists, that believes us to lead that there's a chance for an 85 assist season. And of course, that 154.6 leads us to believe he could do 155 in the points department if he really wants to this season. And that's kind of where we'll cut away from the graphic for just a second. Is the thing with Connor McDavid, and the thing that frustrates me most with the Edmonton Oilers, is when it comes to Leon Draisaitl and Connor McDavid, if they really want to turn a game on a dime, they can. You can talk about teams shutting them down. These guys have so many things in the toolbox that they are unstoppable whenever they want to be. And the problem is, it only really truly shows up every 2 games, 3 games, or whatever. And of course, it really shows up every 5 or 6 games where they just will the team to victory by just absolutely pounding the opposition into submission. That's the kind of situation that we normally see here from Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl as Edmonton Oilers fans. But now the thing that we've seen from Connor McDavid and what's been so special this season is he has 30 goals before Christmas. First guy to do that since Alex Ovechkin way back when. But for Connor McDavid, he's on pace for 70 goals this season. I don't know what you know about 70 goals, but the last guy to do that was Alexander Moginley back in the 90s. 76 goals back in the 90s. So you're talking about a completely different NHL back then. And now Connor McDavid is the first guy that could potentially hit that since then. And we're talking, we've got the greatest goal scorer of our generation, will be the greatest goal scorer of all time, probably, in Alex Ovechkin. You've got, of course, Sidney Crosby has come and gone in the NHL. Never amounted to getting even close to 70 goals in a season. You've got Austin Matthews, who I think everybody regards as one of the best goal scorers in the NHL. And guess what? He got to 60, but that's as close as he could get. So for Connor McDavid, this would be one of those crazy achievements, especially, right? We've watched Connor McDavid put up 30, 40 goals in a season a couple of times, but never have we ever seen Connor McDavid go on a tear like this. And it was kind of one of those things, there was a lot of joking pre-season about it, is he could score 50 if he wanted to. Well, Connor McDavid, realistically speaking, based on the anecdote I gave you there at the start about how you see them show up in games, is if Connor McDavid really wants to score 70 this season, Connor McDavid's going to score 70. And the worst part about it is it's not even going to affect team performance. That's kind of the silly part, is Connor McDavid, if he just chooses to shoot the puck twice more per game, the guy scores 70 goals this season. And I mean, 2 more shots from Connor McDavid is not going to hurt the team performance if he's passing opportunities. That's simply put the stupidest part of it, is Connor McDavid is that guy. Connor McDavid is the best player in the NHL. Connor McDavid has one of the best releases in the NHL. Like, I mean, you watched some of the goals he scored this year. They're much different than years previous, and they are just unreal. Snap it by you, no problemo. And good night, Connor McDavid's got 70 goals in the season just like that, potentially. So that's kind of the scary part here. But the other side, too, that is so special about this season, and especially if the assists keep up and things even out the way they look to over 82 games here on the averages, is a 150-point season for Connor McDavid. That has not been done since Mario Lemieux's 161-point season in 95-96. Crazy. That is absolutely ludicrous to think that not only could McDavid hit 70 goals for the first time since the 90s, but also hit 150 points and do both as an NHL player for the first time since the 1990s. And I guess part and parcel, you look at all those 150 point seasons, is a lot of those guys are in the 60 plus department for goals, right? Even Lemieux was I think 60 goals or 61 goals and 91 assists. So I mean, that's kind of where you're barking up the tree of, yeah, if he wants to get 150 points, he's probably going to have to score 70 goals. But it's kind of interesting to see that the pace is there. The pace is there, and I mean, it does not affect team performance if he tries to go for it, because I mean, you have your captain going for 1 goal in the regular season. That's going to help you substantially to get to the playoffs, right? I mean, you're not going to tell me that Connor McDavid getting 150 points in this season is going to hurt the Oilers' playoff chances. I don't think that necessarily adds up. Obviously, though, for Connor McDavid, things have got to kind of heat up over the next little bit, I guess you could say, as I know the goal scoring there for a little bit had tailed off, and now all of a sudden, too, the Oilers' offense kind of not necessarily being what it was at times earlier last start of the year, right? Connor McDavid, the last several games, he's on a 15-game point streak, but in the last 5 games, only a single multi-point game. So, I mean, yeah, sure, you chip on a point per game, and then all of a sudden, every second or third game, you get 3 or 4 points. It really adds up. But when you only, two multi-point games in the last 5. Sorry, that Anaheim game, he had 2 points as well. You'd forget because that Anaheim game sucked so bad, but don't worry about that. We won't mind that. But at the same rate, too, for Connor McDavid, he's not taking quite the amount of shots that he normally would. I mean, the guy this season, let me just average it out here, 137 shots in 35 games. So what's that? Just about 4 shots a game. Yeah, just about 4 shots a game. And over the past several, I mean, he had an 8-shot performance against Anaheim. Nobody else was really doing anything. 4-4 and 1-1. So yeah, it kind of averages out there, I guess you could say, but not quite what we'd like to see from Connor McDavid, although the goal was important last night. So I could yammer on all day. Obviously, I don't want to ever have to leave for any reason in the cold on Christmas Eve, but we're going to do it. We're going to go down and enjoy Christmas Eve with my family and go and enjoy some much needed time off before the World Juniors, my friends. It's going to be a big time event starting on Boxing Day. All right, I'm Tyson, this is Dolynny TV. Thank you so much for tuning in this evening, this afternoon, this morning, whenever you're tuning in. It's 10:32 as I head on out. Enjoy Christmas Eve. Enjoy Christmas Day. Merry Christmas, my friends. If you don't celebrate, happy holidays. And we'll look forward to talking to you on Boxing Day. Have a good one.